I never got into the party scene. Maybe I was just scared to drink, cause addiction, it runs in my family. That's someone I was scared to be.
Welcome back to Delightfully Dysfunctional. I'm Keilani, and today I'm excited to provide the reaction to NF and Futuristic song Epiphany. I really liked it. I really liked it. Like, this is definitely in my top 3 NF songs right now, which is really difficult to choose. I liked it because it's so much about like the resilience of the human spirit and our ability to see what is in our control, our ability to set new goals and really work through them with an assurance that we can do it. That's so much of what I'm wanting to infuse into the work that I do with my clients and in the conversations that I have here on the podcast too, that there are options and there are ways, and we don't have to live in a space of despair or of lack or scarcity. So this was such a treat, and the cinematography of the video is really fun too. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to watch it. I'm ready for you to watch it. So without further ado, please enjoy this reaction video, and don't forget to like and subscribe because it would mean the world to us. So enjoy. Boop-a-doo.
I had an epiphany, I was repeating history. I was doing everything I hated, a weight on my shoulders, I let it all get to me. I had an epiphany, I just smiled at my enemies. I was listening to everybody who was talking but never did shit for me. Yeah, I had an epiphany, I was looking at everybody else that's up in the industry, they ain't as sick as me. I had an epiphany, I was seeing somebody that never had no good intentions for me, now she missing me, yeah. Moral of the story is nobody did it for me, had to make a change. I was living in the city with no scene, I had a dream, I had to make a lane. Always knew that I couldn't live off a minimum wage, ripping the pay stub. I had a minimal taste for all the fame stuff, but I got into the game without a cent to my name, and now I'm balling like I'm in the NBA, bruh. And I know I got a lot, but
okay, I really like how they're filming this music video, and it's going between Futuristic and NF like so seamlessly. I mean, they also must have a common experience too, because they're really playing out this role. I mean, I think anyone who starts to have fame and they come from a life that didn't. I come from a life that was paycheck to paycheck, that is just living on minimum wage. I think that has to be a huge financial fear. Like living in poverty or just living in financial scarcity, it creates trauma and anxiety and just like hypervigilance. And so far, this song is, to me, just really highlighting that lingering fear even when you're out of the woods. And I'm sure that it'll take me on a little bit of a ride, but that's where I'm coming from right now. And I totally understand that. And we can live in such a mindset of scarcity and in fear. And there's definitely elements of that coming up. I myself totally get that. I did not grow up with a lot of money, and boy, I mean, I know for some people, I'm sure your 20s are a hoot, and there were definitely some really fun times in my 20s, but I don't know if anyone like prepares you for how much your 20s is also, like, I don't even know how many times I was like, I moved, you know, you don't have any money, you're working several jobs, your car is crappy. Like that it describes a lot of my 20s anyways. All of that, as you begin to build your life, I think it can be fearful of the fallback.
I got a lot, but I'm not content. If they ask me to stop, I will not consent. Never let nobody block, it's my shot to miss. You can meet me at the top if you hop the fence, and you climb the stairs, and you fight the beast, and you lose your way, then you find your peace, and you do it sober, then you find a drink, then you spiral down, and it all repeats. And I always had a vision, I could get it, so I did it by my lonely. I don't owe nobody nothing, never let nobody own me. Got some money from the music, and I spend it on the homies, but don't put nothing before me. Gave a whip to Lil Brody, and I'm only getting started. And I'm meeting with the people that I starved with, and my batteries, I had to recharge them. I made an album, but that shit was garbage. Yo, I was trapped in a gimmick.
Wow, he's so fast. I really like it. I feel like I should like slow it down to listen to it. But here I am. I've got my lyrics next to me, helping me out. Yeah, there's so much of like fighting your way out, trying to do it. And then it's interesting, like, and you do it sober, then you find a drink and you spiral down and it repeats. So I wonder if part of his story might be addiction and sobriety, and like a part of addiction is relapse, and so that's a hard place to pull out from. So there's not just like pulling out from a mindset of scarcity and financial, just like, you know, living paycheck to paycheck is such a fearful, just a fearful place of lack and not fun for anyone. It's always, I feel like it's all consuming thoughts of, will I be able to do this or that? Or, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. And like, it's just, it can be so loud in the head. And then on top of that, yeah, drinking can numb some of that and quiet that. But that journey towards sobriety doesn't come easily, and we can fall from that. So can definitely feel that this is someone who has been through some things and has had to navigate some really tough chapters in their life, and it can feel really isolating and lonely. Like, I'm noticing how all these scenes that they're showing, it's pretty much just this person, or it's him, you know, NF and Futuristic, but like they're kind of representing the same story, the same journey, and they're very alone. They're very alone. So I think that's interesting too.
I had to recharge him. I made an album, but that shit was garbage. Yo, I was trapped in a gimmick. I finally get it. I'm here to make music that matters. If I die, it'll all be alright, cause the message I gave you will live for me after. In my chapter will highlight a lifetime of energy gave through a bright mind. How you never had to stand on the sideline. How you the guide to your own guidelines. That's an epiphany. I had an epiphany, yeah. That's an epiphany. I had an epiphany, yeah.
I really love that, like, quiet moment. Needing to recharge your batteries, needing to, like, this chapter will highlight a lifetime, and the energy that a lifetime of energy that gave. A lifetime of energy gave through a bright mind, how you never had to stand on the sideline, how you the guide of your own guidelines. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think this is really a song of like, I can take my power. I don't have to live on the sidelines. I can have the power to move through it, to make changes in my life. And that's a beautiful epiphany to have. That's the epiphany that I want for everyone that I work with. And sometimes we need a guide. Sometimes we need someone to walk along with us in that process. It can make it so much easier, but this is a really beautiful part of the song of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do it. I can figure it out. I'm gonna do it. I had this epiphany. I can create my own guidelines. Okay, I'm excited to see what the rest of the song reveals.
I had an epiphany, yeah.
I had an epiphany that I could make history, that I could prove everyone wrong that told me I wasn't cut out for this music thing. Yeah, I had an epiphany. What if I took my energy and use it on positive things in my life instead of the people that lie to me, huh? Yeah, I had an epiphany that I could put all of my hurt into music and use it for people that might feel the same as me. Yeah, I had an epiphany. What if everyone knew my depression was worse than they thought? They probably gonna look at me differently.
Wow, okay. And the pairing of them is so perfect. This song is really, it's doing it for me. And I got like some chills when NF came in. An epiphany. What if I took my energy and used it on positive things in my life? I think so many of us are in circumstances that are challenging and tend to numb or just follow a rhythm of like survival that isn't really thriving. Maybe have people that are surrounding us that have been there a long time, but they might not be contributing to our bloom. They might not be contributing to like transforming into who we need to become, which is a task that we all have. We're a part of the process. It's something that you have to be actively engaged with and involved with. And that's what the lyrics of this section are really highlighting for me, that like, oh, that I could put my hurt into music. I can use my story to help others, that it might illuminate something for other people that have felt the same way. That's such a gift. And that's so much of my ethos is how can we transform what we've been through as an opportunity to help others. There's just, I mean, that feels like serving our highest and greatest good. What if everyone knew my depression was worse than they thought? They'd probably are going to look differently at me. I think in being vulnerable, it's hard because we're multifaceted. It can be so challenging. It can be very scary to say, oh, I've actually been in this really dark place and this is what it was like. And yet it can also illuminate so much for others. I was very fearful of being more honest and real on the podcast and even in these reactions. I've shared a lot of vulnerable things and situations in life that have been challenging for me. And it comes with much more ease when I realize, oh, but it's illuminating for other people that it's okay for them to be real or to be honest or to be seen. And that does feel differently. It's not just me filleting myself open for anyone to just pick on or judge. I don't feel that at all. I feel like, hey, can we take this little pause in your day? Even if we're just doing a music video reaction, could we take a little pause in our day to be human together? To be real, to be a little messy, to not feel the pressure to be perfect, to just be raw and honest and authentic. And that requires vulnerability. And I'm so grateful that NF stepped up to the plate and is making those, like he made those changes clearly, and he's doing that. He's living that life. And the song just kind of walks that path of highlighting what maybe was going on internally.
They thought they probably gonna look at me differently. Yo, this song got me going back when I was a stupid kid, thinking maybe I can make it in the music biz. And then I figured out the politics and realized that half of y'all don't even know what music is. Ain't going nowhere, I told them to get used to me. Feels like I'm living in a movie scene, a bunch of people trying to tell me how to act and breathe. One thing I never let nobody ever do is tell me who to be. I never got into the party scene, maybe I was just scared to drink, cause addiction, it runs in my family, that's someone I was scared to be. Y'all looking pitiful compared to me, since I could barely read. All I wanted was somebody I could trust, that I knew would keep it real with me. Rap's always been a mirror for me, that's when I figured out that maybe I'm the one that's gotta make it on my own. Yeah, it's clear to see. A lot of people thinking when I'm doing.
Okay, well, this is really cool too, because he just walked into like a studio and there's a mic set up. So the scene is really fun. But I'm getting to learn a lot more about NF because he wasn't into the party scene, and we already knew that addiction runs in his family, at least from the story about his mom that I've learned about. But I think there's a lot of people who are very fearful of any substance when they've seen the destruction that it causes within their family so intimately, which totally makes a lot of sense. But it is interesting because, like, just when you think about someone who's a rapper, you do picture them having like a party lifestyle. And I think that what NF offers, and I don't know enough about Futuristic, but what NF offers is really an alternative perspective of just you can like have this talent and use real life things that happen, that are real and that are hard, and you can transform that into something that's really beautiful and connects with other people without it being about, like, I don't want to hear a rap song about like booties and drinks. Like those were the rap songs of like my high school and college years. A lot of rap songs about booties and drinking.
I personally, that resonates the most.
That resonates most for you. You prefer a booty drinking song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's on point. That's yeah. That what do the kids say? That's on brand.
I don't know what the kids say.
You're too old, man. I'm sorry.
I'm old, yeah.
I don't even know. Maybe the kids don't say that anymore.
Maybe that's not on brand.
Maybe it's not on me. I don't know. Oh gosh, I'm ruminating. I'm questioning everything. Okay, I want to see the rest of this. So he's just stepping into the studio. Here we go.
Rap's always been a mirror for me. That's when I figured out that maybe I'm the one that's gotta make it on my own. Yeah, it's clear to see. A lot of people thinking what I'm doing is a gimmick. Everything you hear me writing, I've been living. I ain't quitting, sending money to my family, trying to show them that I miss them, and I cherish every moment when I'm humming, when I'm with them. And it's just the way that I feel. In the industry of fakes, trying to stay real. In the industry industry of lames trying to get deals. Lord knows I'ma get it that sneak mill. Yeah, I lay in my bed at night thinking there's gotta be more to me. I'm trying to pay off the mortgage and live the life of the people I love in the midst of it. I've always thought that if I learn from mistakes that I make, even losses are victories. That's when it starts hitting me. If you set your mind to it, you can do anything. That's an epiphany. That's an epiphany, yeah. I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany, yeah.
I like it. I really like it. Oh, I like it so much. Yes. If you set your mind to it, you can do anything. Even losses are victories. Yes, I learn from my mistakes. I'm reading it like it backwards. I should start from the top. I've always thought that if I learn from my mistakes, if I learn from my mistakes that I make, even losses are victories. That's when it started to hit me. If you set your mind to it, you can do anything. That's an epiphany. Yes, you can. You can. Just take those baby steps. Just start curious. Do it afraid. Whatever that may be. There's so many endeavors in my life that really just started with, well, I could be curious about that. Let me do a little bit of research. Okay, well, maybe I'll ask some questions. Maybe I'll do this next step. And sometimes I lingered at those places before taking the next action for quite some time. But you can, and that can apply to so many things. It can apply to sobriety. You know, okay, well, maybe I need to at least have a conversation with someone who's been sober. Could I do a little bit of reading and understand? Maybe I can learn where the next meeting is at. I could go. It doesn't mean I have to decide to be sober, but maybe I could just go and see what it's about. That's one example of just easing into another goal. That's very much how our podcast and YouTube started, though, was just curiosity. Mm-hmm. And I stayed in that place for a long time. And it was really exciting to get to a point of once contacting you of no, we can do this. We can do this. Yeah. And it still is. It's just one little step at a time. That's how you get to those places. And that's what feels so good. You feel such pride in what you're doing. Things don't come quickly. They take time, and that's okay. Honor the process. So I love this. Self-efficacy is the sense of really feeling that you are in control of your life, that you do have, you can set goals and reach them and work towards them. You feel like you're captaining your own ship. And that is my highest goal when I work with clients and individuals, as they're navigating sometimes tough areas that they've really tried and have struggled. It's a struggle to work through our trauma and to understand it and to know how to heal or to reach our goals and not feel such insecurity or have a healthy relationship if we've never seen that before. And to get to a point of really almost you have to have the humility also to learn from the mistakes, not just carry the weight of failure, but just see them as opportunities to learn, grow from that. You get to this sweet, sweet space of realizing I can do whatever I put my mind to. It's one step at a time. I've got this. That's an epiphany. I love this song. It's so great. I'm definitely going to use this in my therapy work too. I think that this is a powerful song that really highlights so much of that change step, that change phase that people reach. So yay. Thanks for highlighting this and bringing it to my attention, delightful humans. Thanks for being on the NF journey with me. I'm having so much fun, even if I'm late to the party. Oh my gosh. This song was 7 years old. Anyways, thank you for liking and subscribing. Please make sure to continue following us and checking out our other content like the Delightfully Dysfunctional podcast. It's a tongue twister. And that's where we really get to dive in and share more personal stories, share more vulnerabilities, and give you some more information about a range of mental health topics. And we're leaning into doing a lot more education on psychedelic-assisted therapies, which is really something that I've been passionate about as I've seen how beautifully it collaborates with our healing and our own innate ability to heal from trauma and live a life that we can thrive in and are aligned with. So check them out. Continue joining us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.